Welcome back. Welcome back. Is it true that you discovered a petrified student? Technically, Beatrix did. She asked Snape to show me what happened right after. Has Wood really gotten around that quickly? The prevailing theory is that another coast, that's what Snape believes. To save the student, we'll need to find and break the coast on the final vault. We are scheduled to study together now, but that was before the statue coast happened. Do you mind if we cancel? Give you prophecy? Yes, after reading the tea leaves. In my cup, during my divination class, but on Trelawney's prophecy is notoriously incorrect. Fortunately, I think it's a real prophecy, as much as I wish it wasn't. It fits too well with what I know about the final coast vault. And trust in your gut, and if your gut is telling you it's real, it probably is. The problem is that it's vague. It will be hard to decipher. You'll help me research the Trelawney prophecy. Now, if I have any say in the matter, you follow me here to make sure you're not shrinking your studies like you shrink to your responsibilities all summer. Returning to normal sense, Wakepick betrayed us and left us for dead, and the vault has been hard. What happened with Wakepick was awful, but that's no excuse. But I never thought I'd have to tell my perfect older brother to keep his mind on school. What would Bill say if he knew about this? Yet he's managed to focus on his duties as a Gringotts Coastbreaker. You should follow his example and focus on your duties as a student. If you agree to decode Darkus's prophecy with me. Appreciate that, but you don't have to do that. I want to. If it can help stop the statue coast, it's worth it. I'll accept your offer, but I will need to know exactly what the prophecy was. Chains' swollen endings, final endings, prices to pay, the ultimate price. We have come up with plenty of theories on what Trelawney's prophecy might mean. How are we supposed to figure out which of these interpretations are right? But I'm afraid there was no read Charlie and I need to study, but you could try asking Madam Pince. She may have a book recommendation that could help. I wouldn't go near her for a while if I were you. She's in a right foul mood. What did you two do? We just thought we would introduce ourselves to Madam Pince by reorganizing a few of the library shelves. I take it these are the younger twin brothers you mentioned. How are we all the same height? I'm supposed to be in U6. And they're supposed to be in what, U2? 1? That's right, I haven't introduced you yet. This is... I'm Fred, the older twin, first year. And I'm George, the younger twin, also first year. I wish I could say this, stay in chat, but I have detention. The year's barely begun and already you are getting in trouble. Like I said, George, it doesn't matter. Makes sense for us to both suffer through Flinch's punishment. I'll take the blame next time, promise. Next time, I'm going to hold you to that, Fred. That's too bad. George had to leave so soon. Don't worry, I do most of the talking anyway. And Charlie and Bill have told us plenty about you already. Nothing too embarrassing, I hope. Just that you drool when you sleep and sin when you think no one's looking. Kidding, but I have heard all about your adventures in the Coast Vaults, though I was mostly interested in hearing about all those tricks you have pulled around Hogwarts. I'd be honored to have such a master trickster as a friend. I take it you and George like making mischief. Putting it mildly, once when they were 7, they almost tricked Ron into making an unbreakable vow. No pocket money for you, not to mention that time you gave Ron an acid pop and burnt a hole through his tongue. God damn. Can you blame us for love and mischief? April 1st is our birthday after all. I'm glad you have met, but now Charlie, Fred, and I need to study. Yes, Mom. I'm sorry we couldn't be of more help decoding Trelawney's prophecy. You'd have to be as gifted in divination as a centaur to make sense of that vague prediction. With any luck, he'll be able to decipher the prophecy. Thank you for meeting me. I'm happy to indulge the human who told my whole day ahead and helped bring the end of my exile. Were you able to defeat the dragon in the coast vault and break the coast, trapping those students in portraits? Thanks to your advice, working together, we were able to subdue the dragon and break the coast. We weren't prepared for Professor Wakepick betraying us. We made it out, but I'm sorry to hear that. What of your brother? Did you manage to find him? Yes, but he left shortly after to chase after Wakepick. I hardly got to speak with him. In a way, it was less painful when he was stuck in the vault. At least then I knew he wasn't choosing to avoid me. I know what it's like to be abandoned by those who mean the most to you. I know you do. In fact, you probably had it even worse. After all, your whole family shunned you. I can't imagine how hard that must have been. We are together now. That's all that matters. I hope you are able to have a proper reunion with your brother, too. Thank you. But I imagine you didn't come here to catch up. Yeah, right. The real reason I came was because a curse from another vault has been unleashed on your school, and you have come to consult me. Yes, the student's been petrified. How did you know? You only seek me out when you need help with something related to vaults or your brother. I didn't have to to divine the future to see this coming. Funny you should mention divination, because that's actually why I'm here. My divination professor, Trelawney, gave me an ominous sounding prophecy. I don't have a lot of clues about what's and where the final coast vault is, just a cool key. And that is the petrified student. Looks similar to Momposon's trident I found in the last coast vault, so if the prophecy is related to the final coast vault and this new coast, deciphering it may provide some answers. Are you sure you didn't do any divination before I came? You humans are just very predictable. Well, Chauvis, were you able to make any sense of the prophecy? I'm afraid this one is beyond my capabilities. Must either be truly gifted or truly fake. Thanks for trying anyways. However, there are members of my hood who are much more gifted in divination than I. They are masters of astrology and use sage and malasuite to refine the findings. They may be able to provide you further insight into your prophecy. Then I have a talk to other centaurs. Most refuse to get this close to human settlements, and humans have the exception, with the exception of Haggard and a few others, aren't welcome in the centaur camp. Is there a way I can convince the Hood to let me visit the camp? I can try vouching for you, but I was only recently accepted back. However, if you presented them with a suitable offering, they may be persuaded. Gifts that show you understand and respect the Hood and the culture. The ideas must come genuinely from you. If the Hood suspects I have helped you any more than I already have, they will reject your offering. But no pressure or anything, I have faith in you. Trust your instincts, they'll serve you well. My instincts are telling me that your hold may accept some quality hobs. We do use a variety of them often in our daily lives, then it's settled. I'll start by paying a visit to Spout. Excuse me. Hello there. I don't suppose you have come to volunteer your services as a D-reader. But no, I was actually hoping I could have some of your hobs and give them as a gift to some potential friends I'm trying to win over. You have met Mr. Ringo, haven't you? Is a friend of mine. Why are you looking at me like that? That was the first time you have introduced me as your friend. If you are going to react like that, it's also the last. Now back to the matter at hand. I suppose I could share some of my extra hopes with you if you are willing to help me with the harvesting. Excellent, then let's get started. I think that's all the hopes that were ready to harvest. It looks like sage, dittany, and lavender had especially good yields. Then I could spare some of one of these herbs. Is the one you'd recommend? I really need to make a good impression with this gift. That really depends on how you think your recipients would use it. Has you both mundane and magical uses, and it is even used in divination. Dittany contains powerful healing properties. Lavender not only smells lovely, but it has a variety of practical uses. I'll take the sage. Your recipient will appreciate its diversity. Thank you. Though perhaps I could interest you in sticking around to help us water a few plants. It starts with watering a few plants, but soon you'll be elbows deep in manure. And listen to Mr. Ringo, a little manure never hurt anybody. Thanks for inviting me to your hut. Of course, Fane and I were just talking about how we miss having you around. How's your sex you going so far? Not well. Haven't heard from my brother since he left. Wakepick is still on the loose, and new statue course has broken out that's petrifying students. An ominous prophecy. I need your help coming up with some ideas on what to gift the Forbidden Foes Centaur Hood. It may contain clues that will help me find the coast vault, which will then prevent Wakepick from getting her hands on whatever's in the vault. Possibly even reunite me with my brother. But Chauvrus said I can't enter the camp without suitable offerings. Since they like you, I thought you might have an idea. They really like your walk cakes. Can't get enough of them. They make a point of telling me so every time I burn them. It's been a while since I made some for them, so I'm sure the centaurs will be thrilled. And there you have it, a batch of fresh rock cakes. They look perfect. That's a good idea. I'll do just that. Wouldn't want to serve the centaur as a bad batch after all. Excuse me. They are really crunchy. Gives them character, don't you think? And the raisins add a touch of interest and flavor. That's what I was going for. I can tell you put a lot of effort into these and heart into this. Thank you. I'm happy you like them. And you're planning on heading over to the Forbidden Forest right now? Not yet. I'd like to get one more gift first, and to prove without a doubt that I'm a friend of the hood. You could try something related to the stars. The centaurs are always looking up at the night sky. I'm not very familiar with astronomy, but D is. If I stargaze with her, I might come up with an idea. Thanks for agreeing to stargaze with me and never turn down an opportunity to admire the stars, especially during difficult times. Recently turned to petrified, I'd say right now qualifies. I'm actually surprised you wanted to stargaze here. Most of the school seems to be avoiding the courtyard. I've decided not to let fear of a possibility stop me from enjoying one of my best stargazing spots at Hogwarts. Just like I didn't let the Poacher Coast stop me from enjoying Hogwarts paintings. Do you feel returning back to the place you found the petrified student? I can't pick determined. There you go. I feel more determined to save the petrified students and the rest of Hogwarts. The coast is related to why I asked you to come. Trelawney gave me a prophecy that may help me find the coast vault and break the petrified coast, but to make sense of it, I need to enter the Forbidden Forest Centaur camp and consult with the centaurs. They will only let me do if I provide the gifts that prove I'm trustworthy, so it's important I get this right. Centaurs are avid astronomers, so I thought stargazing with you might give me an idea for the perfect gift. I found in the artifact room, it's documented hundreds of years worth of star movements. After stargazing, I'm sure that a star chart is exactly what I need. Now I just need to find one. You won't have to look very far. I'm giving mine to you. Isn't this star chart really special to you? But I doubt a regular star chart will have much of an impact on a rare historical one. If gifting it to centaurs will break the coast, then it's worth it. I practically got it memorized anyway. Thank you. Now I have everything I need to convince the centaurs. I better go show them to Trovos. You have returned. I trust you brought your orphans to my hood. I think they will be pleased. Hopefully they will convince your hood to allow me to visit the camp. Well, Trovos, what do you think about my gifts? You showed excellent judgment in selecting them. Choosing Sage was an especially brilliant decision. We born into refine our stargazing and divination. I'd say it's one of our most valued and useful herbs. I'm sure the Horde will recognize and appreciate your attentiveness and willingness to learn. I'm also certain the Horde will appreciate such a storied and unique star map, though I'm afraid I can't say the same about Hagrid's rock cake. Told me you all love them. We may be beasts, but not even we don't have the heart to tell Hagrid the truth. I suppose we shouldn't include that. We definitely should. Hagrid is one of the few humans my whole trust. Associating yourself with him can only help your case. I believe these offerings truly demonstrate that you understand and respect the Horde. However, the decision is not mine to make. After explaining your situation and vouch for you, the Horde will deliberate and consult. After which, a representative of the Horde will judge them and make the decision. I understand. Thank you for your help. It may be the key to protecting Hogwarts' future and mine. Don't thank me yet. Your future in Monsterhood remains to be seen.
Make the hardest task look easy.
Can't believe I'm finally in the camp. You're quite fortunate. Few humans are granted the privilege. I would not celebrate just yet. You still need to present your offerings to the centaur chosen. He will decide whether you'll be welcomed and allowed to seek our deciphering help out, or forbidden from returning. I hope it's the former. The code in this prophecy may help me find the Lost Coast Vault. You absolutely can't let her get hands on whatever's inside. To hear what an outsider thinks of our camp. It feels magical, which is saying a lot since I go to school in Enchanted Castle. Will help you appreciate that there's more to magic than Wand Raven. It looks like that your judge is ready. I'm friends from the Forbidden Forest Centaurhood. I will be determining if you are worthy to remain as a guest. Now present your offerings. Where Star Charts, it has hundreds of views worth of star moments on it. I'm eager to study it. Next is a batch of Hagrid's infamous walk-hates. I lost a tooth through one, but the fact that you are friends with Hagrid, one of the few friends of the Hood, reassures me. A bundle of sage from Hogwarts greenhouses for your stargazing and divination. It's fortuitous timing as well. Our supply had just begun to run low. Now that I have seen your offerings, I am ready to make my decision. It's my decree that you shall be welcomed into our camp as our honored guests. Thank you, friends, and you too, Trovos. You should thank the fates for giving you such a fair judge. Has always been one of the few in our hood who is sympathetic. I simply believe all have more to gain by working together. I must do whatever I think is right, be it helping humans or otherwise, and for now that includes helping Dane understand this prophecy. Yes, Trovos told me all about your situation. If your school is truly in danger and the code in this prophecy may help keep the young ones safe, then I am happy to lend my talents. Sounds like I'm in good hands. Share this prophecy with me. We'll see if that reputation truly precedes. Were you able to divine any answers about my meaning of the prophecy? I have a few initial impressions, but to get a clear answer, I will need to study the heavens. Unfortunately, accurately monitoring the movements is not an easy task. However, you have my word that I will not cease until I provide your answers. And when Friends gives his word, he always keeps it. Thank you. Even just knowing you are working on it makes me feel better. I will seek you out when the heavens have made the truth known. Because while I cannot pin down the specifics, I can safely say that danger and strife are in your future. You said you had something to ask me. I want you to tell Penny to leave me alone. You should have done after Penny talked to you into checking in on me. I take it she's still trying to talk to you? But since I found the petrified student, her smoldering has become unbearable. And here just to get her away from me. If you stop ignoring her and talk to her about what you're feeling after seeing the statue coast, we'll probably tone it down. That's the point. But there you are. Speak of the devil. Told me you skipped your makeup potions lesson in the afternoon. Oh, gracious enough to help you catch up on all the classes you missed. Just say while I was trapped in the portraits, they went out of the way for you, just for you to ignore them. Especially now, anyone would be upset after seeing that petrified student, since when it is caring and worrying about your sister butting into your business. I just want to help you get back to cheerful, happy self. Sounds like you two have a lot to talk about. I should go. Don't leave me alone with her. All I want to do is get along with B. After talking things out, do you feel any better? All this proves that Penny isn't trying to understand me. When you keep pushing me away, I just want things to be like they were. I went through didn't happen. Can't you see how messed up that is? Nah, I'm just worried about you. I mean, I agreed to both of them, but I don't care which one I pick. She just wants to make sure you're alright and misses how close you two were. Can't believe I used to admire you. Don't call me that. I told you to call me Beatrix now. I wish you weren't my sister. I wish you would just disappear. Given everything that's happened with your brother, that was just not alright. I'm sorry for dragging you into an argument without thinking how it'd affect you. Is there anything I can do to help? Or was there a skull missing from that shelf? Last time we talked, Ben mentioned stealing skulls from here and selling them. I'm not sure. But if Ben did take skulls, I know where to find them. Well, now Penny just has to get statued, no? I think a skull's gone missing from the artifact room. Please tell me you didn't pitch it. And, here to find a bio. I'm here to find something much more important about what Wakepick has been up to, or the Final Coast Vault. Searching around the castle hasn't turned up any leads. You're trying to hunt down Wakepick. I decided I'd stop being the protectee and start becoming the protector, including interrogating every one of these dodgy witches and wizards until I get those answers. I'll even use force if I have to. Are you mad? Threatening people around here is a good way to get yourself hurt. It's also a good way to get information. These low lives only respond to fear and galleons, so unless you happen to have extra galleons lying around, this is our only option. This is just reckless. Think what you want. I'm not going to sit and wait for the statue coast to spread out. I'm going to take action. You're going to tell me what I want to know, or else. Dungus Fletcher. Quit saying my name so loud. I don't want him to know I'm here. You don't want to know this one is dangerous even compared to the lot around this part. So I suppose I could be persuaded into talking for a price. If I'm feeling generous, I'll tell you everything I know. I vaguely recall Madame Villeneuve telling me last year that you lost a duel to a wizard in white robes. If I remember correctly, he used incantations you never heard of before. He was a very dodgy character, and that's coming from me. So you spotted this wizard in white robes around Nocturne Alley again. Hiding out sounds bad. I prefer to think of it as laying low. Is this white robe wizard really that bad? I'd also rather not remind him that I have some of his valuables. I wouldn't call it stealing, I'd call it relieving. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to get back to laying low. You're lucky it was just Mundungus you threatened. You could have gotten hurt. Didn't learn anything new about Wakepick or the Coast Vault, so I wouldn't call that lucky. We'll talk about this risky behavior later. I promised Dumbledore I'd meet in his office. Try not to threaten any more dark wizards. Professor, did you call me to your office because you have tracked down Wakepick? I can assure you that upper hand in her remains a top priority. Last we talked, you had just returned from the vault. You were still processing the betrayal and the reunion with your brother. Not great, some of my friends have changed since breaking the curse. Then there's the statue curse. I heard from Snape that you and Miss Hayward were the first to find the petrified student. His suspicion that it's related to the vault. That's not all. Trelawney gave me a prophecy that may contain clues. The centaurs are helping me decode it. You say convincing them must have been quite a feat. That's not all, even all of it. I'm more interested in hearing how you are doing emotionally. Your well-being is important. You experience things that would be hard for anyone to cope with, let alone someone your age. It's only not normal that you would be working through some heavy emotions. I'd like to know how you are feeling so I can better help you. Angry? Angry at Wakepick for hurting me and my friends. Angry at my brother for leaving me again. Angry at there's yet another curse, but most of all, just angry at myself for not seeing all of this coming. You and your friends are the victims. You are not responsible for Wakepick's actions. You are not to blame for being tricked by a master manipulator. We all were. Anger is fine and even healthy in moderation, but be careful not to let it consume you. You mentioned earlier your friends had changed. What do you mean by that? I have time. Go ahead and tell me. It sounds like many of your friends are struggling to process. That's an understatement. It's concerning how much they have changed. Ben even threatened Mundungus Fletcher into telling us about a wizard in white robes. Yes, Mundungus said he was dangerous. He seemed really worried about him. I'm reminded of a fact I learned about the Mahotokoru School of Magic. When a student there breaks the Japanese wizard's code or practice dark magic, they are expelled and the robes torn white. So the wizard Mundungus saw could be a dark wizard from Japan. What would the former student be doing here and why? Your time, on the other hand, would be best spent helping your friends. Perhaps you are right. I've been meaning to talk to Charlie. What did you want to talk about? I thought you'd want to hear about my visit with Chilvos, since you and Percy gave me the idea. But he helped me convince his herd to let me visit the camp. Can you believe that? I'm one of the few people to ever see it. With any luck, it will contain a clue to finding the Coast Vault and breaking the statue curse. Charlie, this could help me save Hogwarts and stop Wakepick. I thought you'd be eager to hear the news. You're not acting like yourself. I suppose my mind's elsewhere. This has to do with what you said in the library about Wakepick's betrayal. Should be happy I got to see a Hungarian horntail, but all I can think about is Wakepick using us. Wakepick trying to kill us, laughing all the while. She was our professor. She was supposed to be someone we could trust. Lose some of my faith in people. Don't let her ruin your opinion of others. I'm trying, but I can't help but think that I'm better off surrounded by dragons. That's why I'm thinking of dropping out of Hogwarts. I sympathize. Given what happened, I think we have all been feeling like some sort of magic of Hogwarts has been lost. But even so, I still don't think you should run away. Before you make your final decision, let's talk. You have convinced me I'm going to stay here and finish my last 2 years. I might not be a huge fan of people right now, but I don't think I want to leave my family and friends. Can't hope to get in 2 more years of care of magical creatures. That's a relief. I take it our talk made you feel better. I haven't had someone I felt like I could really talk to since Bill graduated. Luckily for us, Bill's coming back to Hogwarts tonight, busy with his job as a Coastbreaker. Why would he be coming back? Only that we are in for a surprise.